Note-taking is an essential method for preserving knowledge, and Markdown has emerged as a powerful tool for structuring and organizing notes effectively. The main objective of note-taking is to capture what you truly understood rather than just recording what was said in a discussion or a session. So let's explore Markdown and see how it enhances the note-taking experience. So to start with it, let's create a new Markdown file. The extension of that file would be .md. So let me create an example.md file. Now I'm using Visual Studio Code. To preview what we have written, we can choose this icon. So every document starts with a heading. So we can use hashtag for it. So if you give one hash, it will be our main heading. So we can go until 6 hashes. So if you give 2 hash, so it will become secondary heading. So on. So we can go until 6 hashes for it. Now if you want to write some text in simple paragraph, you can do so without using any special tags. If you want to highlight it, you can use the p tag which HTML provides, but it's not necessary to do so. The next thing would be using bullet points. So if you want to give normal bullet points, you can use hyphen. So you can continue so on. So if you want to give a checklist sort of points, for that also you can use hyphen with square braces with a space in between them. So sometimes you might want to show it in checked format. For that you can give an X here and it will show as checked. The next thing would be whenever you are writing any documents, you might encounter some links. To add a link, you can give a square bracket. And circle brace, you have to give the link what it redirects to. So it will appear something like this. On clicking it, we can navigate to that link. So for displaying an image, you can use the same square braces. And I just copied an image link from browser. But if you see, it's still appearing as a normal normal link. The only difference between an image and a link would be an exclamation mark. So if you see, once I put the exclamation, we can see an image being rendered. Next thing would be tables. We can even create tables with Markdown. For that, we have to start with a pie. Let's give one heading as name and another heading as age. And next you should give like this. Let's give the name as alpha and age as 2000. And this will render like this. Now since I'm using VS Code, it is appearing like that. But finally I'll copy this and show you in GitHub pages how it will look like. Next we have quotes. For that you can use greater than symbol. So it will appear something like this, block quotes. Now within this block quotes, we have something called as alerts. If you want to add an alert, you have to give a square braces inside that. Let's see if you want to give a note. So it will appear something like this. We have few other things also with this. So let me copy. So we have something called as a tip, warning, important, and finally caution. So this is how alerts will appear. And if you want to format the plain text, you can give bold, underline, strike through as well. Let's see that also. This is, so if I want this sentence to be bold, so double asterisk, so it is highlighted. And if I give double tilde, it will be a strike through. Let's remove this. Double underscore for highlights. Similarly, we have many other formatting also. Next, we can add code blocks. Let's take Python as programming language, and if you want to give some example, let's see print command. So this is a print statement, and you want to give a small code snippet for it. So just by giving symbol backtick, it will be highlighted. And sometimes you want to give a separate code blocks that you can do by giving triple backticks. So a separate code block will appear like this. Now if you want to specify what kind of a language it is, for example, we'll get syntax highlighting. We have many other things. Just for another example, if I want to highlight a shell command like ls-ltr, since this is the shell command, I can give as shell. Now there also will get syntax highlighting. And there is something called as collapsed content. For that you have to use a tag called as details. And whatever you need it as heading, you have to put it in a tag called as summary. Now if you want some content inside this, so once you click on this arrow, that content will be showed. You can collapse it as well. So these are all the things which we have in Markdown. So let us see how this appears within GitHub pages. This is one of the repos which I have. So I'll go to edit mode. I just selected everything. and pasted whatever we just now added in the other page. Let's go and see the preview of it. So the headings, bullet points, checklist, link, image, table. So we'll get borders like this. In VS Code it was just showing the headers and content, right? This is block code. These and all are alerts, inline code blocks, separate code blocks, and collapsed content. So this is the most basic things within Markdown.